Hey family, how are you? It is a beautiful cold winter's day here in Cape Town, South Africa. Kerry is warming up some delicious food. Oh, she says I can't show her. Oh wait, no, there she is. Look at her. All right. Well, I wanted to get on here real fast, and I wanted to ask you, what is your perspective? What is the way that you're viewing things? What is the way that you're thinking? A lot of times we can either see God in the midst of our situation, or we can look at how the enemy is trying to distract us. It says in Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 17, it says, "The Lord your God is in the midst, a victorious warrior. He will exult over you with joy. He will be quiet in his love, and he will rejoice over you with shouts of joy." The reason why I wanted to talk to you about that today is that I can look at every situation in my life and I can decide to see God in the midst of it, or I can decide to see the enemy and how the weapon that they form has trying to take over me. But the word says in Isaiah 54 that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And so I can sit there and I can either see God trying to get in and fix it, or see that God's in the middle of it, working my faith, stretching me, and calling me into a higher level of trust and glory in Him. We go from glory to glory. Characters of God to characters of God. The essence of God to the essence of God. The miraculous of God to the miraculous of God. And it says that everything is going to work together for my good. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter how it's looking. It means that it's going to work together for my good. I told people last Sunday, I can look at the fact that I don't have transportation right now and that I don't have a car, or I can look at the fact that I have the provision to be able to take a taxi to the places that I need to go. I can look at the fact that the stove that I'm using for the feeding program doesn't work properly, and that I have to turn it on and off, and it's crazy. Or I can see that God gave me the provision for the electricity and the place where I'm at to be able to cook and then provide the people to feed and stuff like that. It's all in the way that I see things. It's all in the way that I perceive things. And then if I perceive and see God in that situation as a victorious warrior, as someone that's fighting the battle for me, that I'm going to be in victory, that I'm going to win, and He's in the middle of it. So I see Jehovah Jireh in the midst providing. I see Jehovah Nisi being the healer in the midst of my disease. I see Jehovah Sikkenu, my righteousness, making all things right for me, that no matter what tongue rises up against me, it will fall. And that's what I'm talking about today. When the enemy brings in a negative things, God doesn't always take the negative out, but He adjusts the situation to fit His purpose. And so if we just have faith, if we worship, we praise, we sow seed, we do what God's called us to do, we'll have victory in the midst of every situation. And so today, I want to encourage you, don't look at the situation that you're facing. Don't look at the lack. Don't look at the negativity, but see God in the middle of it. See God shouting joy, shouting strength into your situation, that you can make it, that you can overcome, that everything's going to work together for your good. And when you do that, then whatever weapon formed against you will not prosper, because you know the enemy's defeated, because the mighty warrior, the victorious warrior, is walking with you. He's in the fire with you, and He's fighting the battle for you. That's why Moses could tell the children of Israel to be silent, because the Lord will fight this battle for you, because He's seen God in the midst of it. If God brought them to the desert, then He's going to provide and take care of it. And so that's what I'm saying today. Instead of looking at everything going on that's negative, look at God in the midst of it. You know, I always tell people that when loneliness comes, I don't look at loneliness as a negative thing. I look at it as a way of God calling me back home, calling me back into His presence, calling me closer to Him. That He wants to hear from me, that He wants to worship me. He wants me to worship Him, and He wants me to get to know Him more. You know, Smith Wigglesworth, in his books that you read, he would get that feeling of loneliness. He would get that feeling of wanting to be home with God. And he would excuse himself and say, I have to talk to my friend. I have to spend time with my friend. And no matter if he was at the dinner party or whatever, he would excuse himself and get alone with God. So I want to encourage you with that today. See God in the midst. See the victorious God, the God of love, the God that fought the battle for you, and that He's overcoming everything with you in the midst of the battle. All right, we love you guys. Remember, pray, ask God how you can sow seed into the ministry and what we're doing here in South Africa. And we'll talk to you later. God bless. Bye.